center stage for their chance to win $777,000.
I would like to answer the question. Sean Penn.
That line?
Carlos Santana.
With so much at stake,
Will you help me, please?
who will handle the pressure?
This is taking an interesting turn.
And now, Studio 7.
Good evening, and welcome to Studio 7. You're about to be examined in a sequence of rounds that will explore your command of contemporary knowledge and your powers of memorization and recall. Tonight's winner will be the one who remains the coolest, calmest, and competes most strategically under tremendous pressure. Each of you wears a silver ring around your neck, a single ring from a chain that connects each of you to each other. At a critical moment tonight, you may remove this ring in order to ask one of your fellow players for help. From all over the country, the 7 of you have come to New York City. You've lived in luxury with your opponents for 1 week. You've studied intensely. You've formed friendships and rivalries. And I'm sure you think you've figured each other out. But remember, only the last player standing wins $77,000. And whatever alliances you might have made, when it comes down to money, who can you truly trust? To your pods. The game will be played in 6 rounds. The first 3 rounds will test your command of contemporary knowledge, the news, politics, sports, and popular culture of the 21st century, the year 2004, and the last 30 days. The few of you who advance to rounds 4, 5, and 6 will then have to prove your mastery of the specialized subject, the memorization challenge, and the most recent events of the last 7 days. But first, you have to make it through round 1, in which we test your knowledge of the 21st century. The order to this round has been randomly determined. Player number 5, please exit your pod and approach the microphone. Your name?
Ashley Moore.
Age?
21.
Place of residence?
Austin, Texas. People on the show, they might think when they meet me that I'm ditzy or that I'm fake, but it's an asset of Southern women to be able to kill them with kindness and come inside and just be intelligent and smart and have a goal and know how to get it, and maybe it'll work to my advantage.
Ashley, for his 2002 song, The Game of Love, what rock guitar legend teamed up with Michelle Branch?
I would like to answer the question. Carlos Santana.
Player number 6, please exit your pod and approach the microphone.
Growing up in a Lebanese family, usually the roles are father goes to work, ma stays home, and, you know, all the kids go to school and get that degree and make more money than the parents and then put their parents in their home. Not in this family. This family, everybody tends to work. Everybody, you know, goes out and makes their own. Yet at the same time, at the end of the day, we all come together. We're still a family. I've never seen $77,000 before in my life, so I can only imagine there's a lot that can be bought.
George, in 2002, Taliban prisoners were sent to the Camp X-Ray detention facility located at the Guantanamo Bay military base in what country?
I'd like to answer the question. Cuba?
Player number 1, please exit your pod and approach the microphone.
Sometimes I think Leslie is the center of the universe, that being me. I am really damn competitive. I've like actually gotten in fights with people about answers and stuff. My greatest asset in life is my intelligence, and I've always felt that way. I really do feel like I'm smarter than a lot of people. I'm smarter than you, America! Oh my God.
Leslie, in October 2003, what Nobel Peace Prize winning woman, famous for her charity work in India, came one step closer to sainthood when she was beatified by the Pope?
I'd like to ask for help. I'm one of those people who kind of like treat others how you'd want them to treat you, And so I'd help any of them because I would hope that any of them would help me.
Why would you help somebody further their chances of winning cash?
If you win the 77 G's, can you like give me a 10 for helping you study?
Sure.
If I ask George, he may say no. I just think that may be how he intends on playing the game.
If I think that in my mind maybe I can beat this person, fine, I'll probably help him. You're not going to make me sign a contract or anything, are you?
Who would you like to ask for help?
I'd like to ask George.
Leslie, please remove your silver ring and toss it into the pool of the 7.
Georgie, are you willing to help me?
When I heard that question, I don't even know the answer because I'm not Catholic. So as much as I would love to help you, unfortunately I can't because I have no idea what the answer is. I'm sorry.
Now you're on your own.
I'd like to answer the question. The Queen Noor.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. The correct answer was Mother Teresa. Please proceed to the block where you'll await your fate.
When you're on the block, you are very much like right on the cusp of being in the game and being out of the game. And you realize how vulnerable you are. It's like the block of stupidity. I love it.
Player number 7, please exit your pod and approach the microphone.
My name's Sayre Weeks. Everybody calls me Pepper. Right now I'm going to school part-time because I have to work full-time because I have a lot of bills to help pay for and making sure there's like food on the table and the house over my sister's head and stuff. I want to make my family proud, but I really want $77,000 in my bank account because that would make me hecka proud of myself and how well I did.
Pepper, in 2001, FBI agent Robert Hansen pled guilty to espionage and conspiracy charges for having spied for what country for over 15 years?
I'd like to answer the question. Germany?
I'm sorry, Pepper, that is incorrect. The correct answer was Russia. Please proceed to the block where you'll await your fate. I haven't had a chance to ask a question of some of you, but 2 players, Leslie and Pepper, have failed to answer their questions correctly, so it's now down to you, the remaining 5 players, to decide who stays and who goes. Tom, please exit your pod and approach the microphone.
I live with both my parents and my brother. We're actually all from South Korea. We're all born there. My parents work extremely hard. They work almost 100 hours a week per. If I do get a chance to win that $77,000, the majority of that money is going to go to them. Cute girls, I mean, that's every, straight guy's weakness. But at the same time, there's $77,000 on the line. You got to be one good-looking girl to cost me that much,
Look directly at your fellow players. Tell us who you want to eliminate from contention for the guaranteed $77,000 prize that will be presented to one of you at the end of the evening.
This is tough. I like both of you. I think you guys are both good people, so I'll just be straight up. Leslie, I think you're hiding your brains in there, So I really believe that, if you get past this round, that you'll destroy us all, so I'm going to have to vote against you.
Becky, please exit your pod and approach the microphone.
My family thinks that this is all kind of crazy. I've always kind of taken a different route than my sisters have, or really anybody that my family knows, and they're always like, oh, what's she going to do next? But I'm just going to try to, be friendly, burn as few bridges as possible, but at the same time be really competitive and try to win.
Becky, please tell us who you want to eliminate and why.
This is absolutely nothing personal. You guys are both awesome. I feel that at this point in the game, it's necessary to be looking out for yourself. So I feel that the bigger threat is the person I'm going to vote off, and that's Pepper.
Danny, please exit your pod and approach the microphone.
I'm Danny Kahn. I grew up here in Marlboro, and it's very upper middle class. but this is obviously not that. This is a trailer park, and this is really the first out of the ordinary thing that has happened to me, so I think I'm lucky to be doing this. I'm most afraid of coming so close to winning and not winning, because I don't think there's a worse feeling of coming that close to that amount of money and not getting it. So I hope I'm not in that situation.
Danny, look directly at your fellow players. Tell us who you want to eliminate and why.
Well, unlike Tom, I'm not sure Leslie's hiding that many brains. Pepper, I had you to win. I'm sorry. I voted you off.
Wait, you voted me off?
First, look directly at your fellow players. Tell us who you want to eliminate and why.
Okay. The person I'm going to vote off, I didn't really get a chance to know their study habits as often as I'd have liked to, which got me a tad paranoid, if you want to say. So, Leslie, I'm going to have to vote you off. I'm sorry.
Thank you, George.
Thank you.
2 votes against each of you. The next vote eliminates 1 player from the game. Ashley, tell us who you want to eliminate and why.
This is one of the scenarios I played over in my head. If it came down to you two, who would I vote for? And I feel that if in a later round I needed to ask for help, I think one of you is more likely to help me. So I've decided to cast my vote against Pepper.
Pepper, that's 3 votes against you. You've been eliminated from the game. Thank you for your participation. Leslie, you may return to your pod and rejoin your fellow competitors.
I don't think I've ever been that mad in my life. Oh, I had a fight putting up a certain finger that shouldn't be on national television. I was just like, my hand went up and I was just like,
Danny is kind of like the pimp of the group.
This guy is hanging out with 2 of the 4 girls. He's with them all the time.
I think they're falling in love.
Yeah, man, why don't you pass it over here, you know?
Just 6 of you.
Is it okay if we come in, or is this off limits to the boys?
Oh, good. Such a strange situation because you're with these people all the time, so it's like this sped up version of reality.
I don't know what to expect.
We're here and we're in this ridiculously incredible apartment and we're hanging out and studying all the time.
I'm just trying to sabotage my studying.
Unless, she's an attractive girl. She's definitely not my type, though.
We're all in here building alliances.
I really hit it off with Becky and Ashley.
weird. We've known each other forever.
I hadn't planned on making friends, but I did.
And we all decided to help each other out.
I want to form an alliance.
Alliance of the Dumb.
Danny, please exit your pod and approach the microphone. The first round tested your knowledge of the 21st century. Now the next round will test your knowledge of the events of just this year, 2004. 5 of you are still wearing your silver rings. You can ask for help. Leslie has given up her ring, and she's on her own. Danny, on June 6th, what actor, better known for his roles in X-Men and Van Helsing, won this year's Tony Award for Best Performance by a Leading Actor in a Musical?
I would like to answer the question. Hugh Jackman.
Tom, on June 11th, what former Prime Minister of Great Britain gave a videotaped eulogy at Ronald Reagan's state funeral?
I would like to answer the question. Winston Churchill.
Tom, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Correct answer was Margaret Thatcher.
Did I say Winston Churchill? Good Lord.
Please proceed to the block where you'll await your fate. Did you think about asking for help on that one?
All right. They told us, oh, take your time. But as soon as you asked that, I was like, oh, I know who Winston Churchill is. That's the first prime minister that came to my mind. But I forgot that he was part of World War II.
You forgot that he died in the 1960s, too.
Yep.
Ashley, in 2004, what American director headed the jury at the prestigious Cannes Film Festival?
I'd like to ask for help.
Who would you like to ask for help?
I would like to ask Danny for help.
First, remove your silver ring. Toss it into the pool of the 7.
Hi, Danny. Danny who knows so much about film. Danny. Danny, will you help me, please?
I'm pretty sure it's Quentin Tarantino.
I'm with you. I would like to answer the question with Quentin Tarantino.
Ashley's really sweet, and she's very flirty with everyone, and I think that that is her strategy. And I think that I would want to take her as far as I can.
Leslie, in May 2004, an explosion at a stadium in the city of Grozny killed the president of what troubled separatist Russian republic? I'd suggest that you ask for help, but you've already given up your ring.
Yeah. I'd like to answer the question. Chechnya?
George, on its April 30th broadcast, what ABC News program listed the names of American soldiers killed in Iraq?
One more time, please.
I got the sense from the house that people didn't like George.
George, at this point, would be the biggest threat. We all know a lot, we're all working hard, but I think that George is kind of publicizing that a little bit more about how much he knows.
A few of us are kind of looking at each other like, well, how are we going to take care of this?
So I'm thinking, all right, if George gets called up here, you know, they're probably going to vote him off.
What the hell? I'd like to answer the question. Nightline?
Becky, in March 2004, what country became the first in Europe to ban smoking in bars and restaurants?
I would like to ask for help.
Who would you like to ask for help?
I would like to ask Ashley for help.
Please remove your silver ring and discard it into the pool of the 7.
Ashley, I know we were going to count on each other for pop culture and politics, and I'm hoping that you can help me. So will you help me?
Yes, I will help you. Of course, not a doubt about that. I don't know the answer. Here are my thoughts. Swiss people are really healthy. Another thought in my mind immediately was Sweden. I wish I could be there for you. Oh, Becky.
Okay. I'd like to answer the question. Sweden.
Becky, that's incorrect. The correct answer is Ireland. Please join Tom on the block, where you'll await your fate. So 2 players have failed to answer their questions correctly. It's now down to the remaining 4 players to decide who stays and who goes. George, look directly at your fellow players. Tell us who you want to eliminate and why.
How do you vote off a guy that said Winston Churchill? I've hung out with Tom a lot, and I think I know his gameplay. I think I know what he's capable of doing. So, Becky, I'm going to have to vote you out. I'm sorry.
Danny, tell us who you want to eliminate and why.
Tom, I didn't study with you as much. I know more of what Becky's capable of. I'm sorry, I'm voting you off.
We have 1 vote against each of you. We continue with Ashley.
Hey, guys. Tom, you nervous? It's possible I'm letting friendship interfere with this game too much. But, Becky, I owe you that question. I'm voting against Tom.
2 votes against Tom, 1 vote against Becky. Leslie, please exit your pod and approach the microphone.
I think Leslie's a sleeper, to be honest.
I had no idea how Leslie was going to vote.
I do know that the Holy Trinity are going to stick together as long as possible, so it was up to Leslie.
Leslie, tell us who you want to eliminate and why.
I like both of you very much. But because I see both of you being of equal threat, I kind of had to go with my gut, and my gut said Tom.
Tom, you've been eliminated from the game. Thank you for your participation.
Thank you.
Becky, you may return to your pod and rejoin your fellow competitors.
This game requires luck, and I think Becky got very lucky. You know, she was on the block, but when she looks up at the pods, you know, her two closest allies are there, so she had to know right away she's safe. I don't know whether to laugh at my own stupidity or start crying right now.
Little things have been said about getting George out of the game.
We all think he's a threat. I don't care about you. I don't care about you.
He's just studying out loud a lot.
January 20, 1985. I got this.
Now there are just 5 of you. Just 2 of you are still wearing your silver rings. Danny and George, you both still have the opportunity to ask someone for help.
What's up? How we living?
George is driving me crazy.
You people suck.
Crazy, like...
It seems that like a lot of people get very uncomfortable around certain words.
The word of the day is urethra.
I always think it's killer and do this and do that.
Dude, bang it.
Awesome.
He's already got one of those personalities that some people just don't mesh with.
Halle Berry's got nice boobs.
To put it nicely.
We're talking about taping his mouth shut earlier.
He's out to destroy me. Beat up.
George, please exit your pod and approach the microphone. We've tested your knowledge of the 21st century and the year 2004. Now we're going to narrow our focus to more recent events, the events of the last 30 days. George, on July 1st, during his arraignment, what world leader did Saddam Hussein accuse of being the real criminal?
I'd like to answer the question. President George W. Bush.
Becky, on July 1st, hundreds of thousands of pro-democracy, anti-government protesters marked the 7th anniversary of what territories transfer from British to Chinese rule?
Wish I had my ring. I'd like to answer the question. London.
The correct answer is Hong Kong. You've come back once before. Please proceed to the block where you'll await your fate.
I was disappointed that Becky got the Hong Kong question wrong. I knew that one also, that she had already used her ring. And it was just, again, I just didn't like seeing someone who wasn't George over on the block.
Danny, on July 3rd, scientists monitoring the Cassini spacecraft released pictures of Saturn's largest moon, which is named what?
I'd like to ask for help.
Who would you like to ask for help?
Ashley.
Please remove your silver ring and discard it at the pool of the 7.
Will you help me, Ashley?
Yes, and I'm glad I know this one. I want to be that friend. The answer is Titan.
I'd like to answer the question. Titan.
Leslie, on July 4th, New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg unveiled a cornerstone for the 1,776-foot tall skyscraper being built at the site of the World Trade Center. What is the name of this building?
I'd like to answer the question. Liberty Tower?
Remarkably close, actually.
Oh.
You want to know the answer?
No, not really. I'll be mad.
All right, go sit down.
Okay, what is it?
No, sit down.
Fancy meeting you here.
Anybody else want to know the answer? It's the Freedom Tower.
Oh.
With that incorrect answer, we have 2 players on the block. Ashley, Look directly at your fellow players. Tell us who you want to eliminate and why.
I will be voting against Leslie as recompense for sliding by this far in the game without the Mother Teresa question.
One vote against Leslie. It takes 2 votes to be eliminated from the game.
Nice knowing you.
Danny, tell us who you want to eliminate and why.
I'm sorry, Leslie.
Leslie, 2 votes against you. You're eliminated from the game. Thank you for your participation.
Is that how it works?
That's all it takes. Becky, you've done it again. You may return to your pod and rejoin your fellow competitors.
In my mind, Danny, Ashley, and Becky, now it's just the 3 of them. There's no fringe member, there's no Leslie. It's just me against the 3 of them.
And now there are just 4 of you. The next round will test your knowledge of the specialized subject that was assigned to you at the beginning of the week. You've been given materials on the subject of the historical significance of and facts about common rats and mice.
Who cares about rats?
I can't tell you what a radus norvegicus is.
I don't want to hear rats! Oh, God! Oh, God!
Danny, please exit your pod and approach the microphone. This is a single elimination round. It will take just 1 wrong answer. The first of you to make a mistake will be eliminated from the game, so beware. Danny, any questions about the assignment?
Who thought of it?
Excellent question. I don't have the answer for that one. Danny, rats need to gnaw on hard objects to file down their teeth, or the teeth become tusk-like, and the rat may die of starvation because a rat's front incisor teeth can grow by what length each year?
I'd like to answer the question. 5 inches.
Becky, the Hindu deity Ganesha, who is often depicted riding on or accompanied by a rat, has 4 arms and the head of what other animal?
I would like to answer the question. An elephant?
George, lizard and bat droppings are often confused with rodent droppings, but they can be easily distinguished because when crushed, lizard and bat droppings contain fragments of what?
I'd like to answer the question. Insects?
Actually, a rat's movements are based on the availability of food, water, and shelter. If disturbed, a rat may travel as far as what distance in a week?
I'd like to answer the question. 30 miles.
Actually, that is incorrect. The correct answer to the question is 4 miles.
That's fascinating. Thank you.
You've been eliminated from the game. Thank you for your participation.
I knew that rat stuff inside and out, but I'm glad that that's the question I went out on. I'm not disappointed or ashamed of not knowing the rat question.
One of them's gone. Good. They can't rely on each other anymore for support.
Man, I didn't think our strategy was going to work this well.
I think that Becky's playing the game, but she doesn't want to let on to it.
I think I can definitely win this.
And now there are just 3 of you left in the game. One of you is going to win $77,000. The next round tests your ability under intense pressure to recall the memorization assignment that was given to you at the beginning of the week. It is a list of the dates and outcomes of all 38 Super Bowl games that have been played. At the end of this round, the 2 of you who do the best will advance to the final round to play for $77,000. The player who does the worst will be eliminated. The order for this round has been randomly determined. George, please take your place in the pool of the 7. Danny and Becky, please follow the security officer to isolation.
January 9, 1977. An insignificant date to you, yes it is. However, to us, it is when the Oakland Raiders beat the Minnesota Vikings 32-14.
Memorization's going okay.
We could not have gotten a worse topic than football for me.
With memorization, you got to give it in a specific order, and you cannot screw up one word.
I know it. Dallas Cowboys 27, Denver Broncos 10.
Thanks.
I'm counting on a little bit of luck here and there, and I think we all are.
What's going on?
George, the assignment has 152 elements. If you get just one element incorrect or out of sequence, your turn will be over. At the end of this round, the two of you who do the best will advance to the final round to play for $77,000. The player who does the worst will be eliminated.
All right.
Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Your time starts now.
1. January 15, 1967. Green Bay Packers 35, Kansas City Chiefs 10. 2. January 14, 1968. Green Bay Packers 33, Oakland Raiders 14. 3. January 12, 1969, New York Jets 16, Baltimore Colts 7. 4. January 11, 1970, Kansas City Chiefs 23, Minnesota Vikings 7. 5. January 17, 1971, Baltimore Colts 16, Dallas Cowboys 13. 6. January 16, 1972, Dallas Cowboys 24, Miami Dolphins 3. 7. January 14, 1973, Miami Dolphins 14, Washington Redskins 7. 8. January 13, 1974, Miami Dolphins 24, Minnesota Vikings 7. 9. January 12, 1975, Pittsburgh Steelers 16, Minnesota Vikings 6. 10. January 18, 1976, Pittsburgh Steelers 21, Dallas Cowboys 17. 11. January 9, 1977, Oakland Raiders 32, Minnesota Vikings 14. 12. January 15, 1978, Dallas Cowboys 27, Denver Broncos 10. 13. January 21st, 1979, Pittsburgh Steelers 35, Dallas Cowboys 31.
14. January 20th, 1980. Pittsburgh Steelers 31, Los Angeles Rams 19. 15. January 25th, 1981. Washington Redskins 27.
16. January 24, 1982, San Francisco 49ers 26, Cincinnati Bengals 21. 17. January 30, 1983, Washington Redskins 27, Miami Dolphins 17. 18. January 22nd, 1984. Los Angeles Raiders 38, Washington Redskins 9. 19. January 20, 1985. San Francisco 49ers 38, Miami Dolphins 16. 20. January 26, 1986. Chicago Bears 46, New England Patriots 10. 21. January 25th, 1987. New York Giants 39, Denver Broncos 20. 28. January 30.
1. January 15th, 1967. Green Bay Packers 35, Kansas City Chiefs 10. 2. January 14th, 1968. Green Bay Packers 33, Oakland Raiders 14. 3. January 12th, 1969. Baltimore Colts 16. Oh my gosh.
Becky, you got 10 elements correct.
Oh my gosh.
Please stay where you are while your competitors return from isolation. You had a week to study this material. All three of you made mistakes, and I'm sure you're kicking yourselves over now. Becky, you answered only 10 elements correctly. Danny, 58. George, 84. Becky, you've been eliminated from the game. Thank you for your participation. George and Danny, please return to your pods.
That's too much. I ask that you help me. I need to win.
When it comes down to it, there's $77,000 on the line, so you never know what's going to happen.
Give me that money. I'm ready.
And now there are just two of you left in the game. One of you is about to win $77,000. The other will leave with nothing. Contained within this envelope are questions that cover the most recent events in the world of news, entertainment, sports, and popular culture. The events of just the last 7 days. This round is a straight race against the clock. The one of you who is able to answer 7 of these questions correctly in the fastest time will be the winner.
We pretty much know that one person has to win and 6 of us have to lose.
I really want Danny to win.
Oh, Danny, I would love for him to win.
He's not like George, who keeps flaunting his knowledge.
But I'm thinking George is really smart.
He's a really bright guy. He knows things from all scopes of life.
And it's funny because George and Danny are from the same, state, but it's just yin and yang.
George is the winner of round 5. You may elect to go first or second.
I'm going to go first, Pat.
Danny, please follow the security officer to isolation until George has completed his round and set a time. George, please exit your pod and approach the microphone. George, unlike previous rounds, you may interrupt me in this round. I must warn you, you may miss valuable information in the question if you do so. Also, if you want to move on to the next question, you may pass at any time, but once you pass, you may not return to a question.
Okay.
Miss Kelly is going to be counting your correct answers aloud. The clock will stop when you reach 7.
All right.
Any questions?
Let's do it.
Your time starts now. July 11th marked the 200th anniversary of Alexander Hamilton's ill-fated duel with which former...
1.
On July 14th, the nation of France celebrated what holiday which commemorates the start...
2.
On July 9th, a 60-minute debate was held in Washington, D.C. between third-party presidential candidate Ralph Nader and whom?
Pass.
On July 13th, what easygoing singer whose fans are known as Parrot Heads released his new album License to Chill?
Pass.
On July 15th, after being delayed 3 times, NASA finally launched a pollution-studying satellite named what?
Aura?
3.
On July 14th, which Los Angeles Laker was traded to the Miami Heat in exchange for...
4.
On July 9th, a ceremony was held to honor 2 men who died climbing the Liberty Ridge of what mountain in Washington State in
Pass.
June? On July 8th, John Kerry played what musical instrument at a star-studded...
5.
It was announced on July 8th that 150 million pieces of toy jewelry sold in vending machines have been recalled because of a risk of poisoning
Pass.
from... On July 11th, what former deputy director of the CIA took over as acting?
Wrong.
John McLaughlin.
On July 9th, it was reported that what celebrity donated $1 million to the National Underground Railroad Freedom Center Museum?
Pass.
On July 12th, it was reported that millions of people were forced to flee their homes due to massive flooding in Nepal, Bangladesh, and the eastern part of what country?
Pass.
On July 8th, Condoleezza Rice had a meeting with China's military chief, during which they discussed the nuclear policy of what country?
North Korea.
On July 11th, what embattled sprinter who holds the world record in the 100 meters failed to qualify for the U.S. Olympic team?
Stop.
George, you recorded a time of 1 minute, 35 seconds, and 93 100ths of a second. Please return to your pod.
Thank you.
So, Danny, George has recorded a time in his round. We're now going to count down from that time to play your round. If you answer 7 questions correctly before you hear the bell, that means you've won the game and $77,000. If you hear the bell before you've reached 7, George is the winner. Any questions? Your time starts now. July 11th marked the 200th anniversary of Alexander Hamilton's ill-fated duel with which former vice president?
1.
July 14th, the nation of France celebrated what holiday which commemorates the start of the French Revolution?
Bastille Day.
2.
On July 9th, a 60-minute debate was held in Washington, D.C. between third-party presidential candidate Ralph Nader and whom?
Pass.
On July 13th, what easygoing singer whose fans are known as Parrot Heads released his new album License to Chill?
Pass.
On July 15th, after being delayed 3 times, NASA finally launched a pollution-studying satellite named what?
Pass.
On July 14th, which Los Angeles Laker was traded to the Miami Heat in exchange?
3.
On July 9th, the ceremony was held to honor 2 men who died climbing the Liberty Ridge of what mountain in Washington State? On July 8th, John Kerry played what musical instrument at a star-studded...
4.
It was announced on July 8th that 150 million pieces of toy jewelry sold in vending machines have been recalled because of a risk of poisoning from what? On July 11th, what former deputy director of the CIA took over as acting?
Wrong.
On July 9th, it was reported that what celebrity donated $1 million to the National Underground Railroad Freedom Center Museum?
Whoopi Goldberg.
Wrong.
On July 12th, it was reported that millions of people were forced to flee their homes due to massive flooding in Nepal, Bangladesh, and the eastern part of what country?
India.
On July 8th, Condoleezza Rice had a meeting with China's military chief during which they discussed the nuclear policy of what country?
North Korea.
6.
On July 11th, what embattled sprinter who holds the world record in the 100 meters failed to qualify for the U.S. Olympic team?
Wrong.
On July 13th, it was reported that a suitcase bought at a flea market in Australia for $36 contains unreleased recordings of what?
Oh my God.
Danny? You were so close that we're going to go to a photo finish.
Oh my God.
Bear with us for a moment.
I'm most afraid of coming so close to winning and not winning. Because I don't think there's a worse feeling of coming that close to that amount of money and not getting it.
It takes a whole lot for me to get emotional. Not many things can trigger tears. But at that point, the situation, the way it unfolded, it was just so close. So I just lost it, and I'm praying the whole time. God, please, God.
God, please.
Okay, gentlemen, thank you for your patience. We're ready to make the judgment. After a very careful review of the tape, the winner by a very slim margin is George.
I wanted Danny to win because I think he's never really been the winner. You know, he's not the BMOC.
He just missed it by a millisecond.
I got satisfaction knowing that my roommates would have wanted me to win. And it may not be as good as $77,000, but it's something.
This has never happened to anybody in my family before. My family's never won a lottery. It never won any kind of big contest. So for me to come out to New York City and tell them, you know, I'm going to do the best I can, and then come back and say I did the best I could, and it paid off, it's going to be a good summer.
George, it was a battle of New Jersey in the end. You're the winner. Thank you for your participation. We'll see you later on in the summer for Game 8. Awesome. Where you have a chance to win an additional $777,000. If you want to be a player on Studio 7, go to Studio 7 on the WB.com for more information.
Fear the game.
Tonight's Studio 7 featured music by Moving Units, Robbers on High Street, Systems Officer, and The Roots of Orchis. Available now at thewb.com. The WB Studio 7. Catch it again Sunday. And next Thursday, the pressure heats up on a fresh Studio 7.
I'm just playing.
Studio 7, Thursdays and Sundays on the WB.